Previously on the Cyclist Tactics. Put 'em up. There ain't a team in amateur that can stop Springvale now. And because of that, I felt like continuing to play so I can hopefully end this current recording on a high. Oh, Scott Young. You know what? I'll just shortlist him now because that's a unicorn. And if we can give him some extra attack on level 7, he might be really good. Unicorn is someone who has 11 energy per turn or more. You cannot get to 11 energy per turn with a normal rider unless you've got a fitness peak. Dino Lombardi takes the Fruinia Masters. No real surprise there since it was his major target. The good news is we're actually considered one of the favourites with Tyler Campbell. And the end of the course favours Watson also, so maybe he can throw the cat in amongst the pigeons as I gave him a minor peak. So I cut to here because I knew that as long as the brake didn't go too ballistic, we would be fine. But someone in the pelotons had the same fear I had. I was a little bit worried that we were giving them too much, and now it's going to have to be extra fast to bring them back. We're going to bring it back pretty quickly from here, but I fear it may have happened again because DeLuca's still got attack left. Wasn't even a particularly slow race from the peloton that let things get this bad. There were some really hard moves in the middle there, but if the breakaway goes even faster, it's all for naught. Oh, but this could be the salvation. Massive attack puts us right next to the escapee. In theory, Eric Baker's got the fastest move in this relay, but I think what's going to happen after Ryan Parker's move is a momentum block because FaZe is going to sprint over, and actually, is it better for us to be in front of FaZe? DeLuca gets over the line and Parker's just going to beat him. It came down to the last moments. Watson's going to lead out. Unfortunately, he couldn't get as much momentum as he would have liked. I don't think that's going to be enough. We have at least blocked out everyone from behind, but this one's going to go begging, I'm pretty sure. FaZe gets it. Campbell is going to get a podium. Watson's going to take 5th. That's a lot better than what we've been managing before. Does feel like in a 6-up sprint we should have done more than that. But there is no shame in picking up 400 points from an event. Ooh, this is nice too. Martin Fisher. Level 12 potential. Don't know if we'll necessarily sign him because he's going to be low level for what the rest of our team is. It's worth it to at least have him on our list. Gerhard Horn has picked up the Fruinia. And here we go for what is hopefully going to be a easier time than the Hammersback, because I'm looking at some of the other leaders of this race and none of them have come in with peaks. Parker has, yes. Now the peloton's already down to 9 attack points. This race could break up super early. Yeah, there's already a group up the road that includes some really good riders. If I can get in on that, there's a chance we can just win this. Oh, Ward can't actually make it. A more opportune moment has come for us. We can now make that big jump and even give our other riders some slipstream in the process. Well, here's the race situation. You've got the morning breakaway up the road, but they're already visibly tiring. More importantly, the favourites group, they only just gotten into P1 now, and we're already going to be going into the next climb. And maybe I sacrifice Kun's race, backing Pavlov to nuke Long at the end of this race. We might not even need to do that. Nobody followed that move, and we're with the morning breakaway now. This is either going to go super well or super terrible. There is no in between here. Yeah, we're going. See, whatever, for whatever reason, Badawi still wants to pull hard, even though he really should be relying on us to pull him along and try to snag the finish. I had Pavlov shirk a turn earlier on, but I think realistically he has to pull now since Badawi has been such a good sport for us. I'm not going to use attack, however, even though it would be more efficient to do so here. Can't take anything for granted yet, though. The next group on the road is closing in, so I think it's safer to sacrifice Kun's chances of making it a 1-2 to give Pavlov a better chance of winning the race. Oh, they don't even catch us, so now Pavlov's got the green light to just explode the climb. And that's that. We're going to pick up the win, and we may even be able to get second with Kun. No, we're going to come to a screeching halt mid-climb and have to walk up this bit. So, let's just go to here. That in all likelihood means Kun gets caught by the group behind because this final climb was just too harsh for anyone to do anything. Yeah, that is exactly what's going to happen. But that is, of course, burying the lead. Badislav Pavlov has won the Mur de Felsbach. So many more turns later, the tail enders have trickled in. You can see how many turns you lose if you run out of energy on that final climb. Many of the riders had to get off their bikes and walk. And we've got several level ups to attend to before we move on to the coast race. This is the interesting one. I'm actually going to make a third climber because Adam Brandt's major peak is Cloud Peak Circle, and Ward, you can just go all in on time trial. That also gives him a mountain point, so that'll make him more useful for Chrono Ridge. Chrono Ridge is a race that we can exploit to big points, and if Pavlov's going to exploit it efficiently, he needs speed now, because it'll give him a 9-7. Ward will also have a 9-7, and then they can both take a big points haul from that race. So, Pavlov, you're getting more speed, and we will give him more energy on the next level up. This is another Walter Stein win? Yes, it is. Though that is a surprise considering he was coming in with a -1. I would think that Karl Grob with a +2 would have gotten him this time. So this could be a key point in the amateur promotion battle because Velo Tours is leading, Real Estate is in third, and Springvale Rollers is in second. The problem? Billy King. So cutting out most of the race because there really wasn't anything going on until this key moment where we have to get over a small crest in the road. And if Kun were to go now, I could take Brandt with me and then we could do a team time trial to the line, but that's only a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 node advantage, and the peloton gets a bonus when they make big moves. You get the front rider gets slipstream from the peloton even though they are leading the field out. You know what, this is so difficult to predict because in theory Billy King has the best lead out, but he is in terrible position right now, so if there's any momentum blocking, the only way to guarantee that we're going to be in the sprint is to do the lead out on our own terms. Right, that's 2 points of momentum blocking. Makarov's done exactly what I wanted him to do. Thank you. Is this going to be enough momentum blocking for the relay though? Because Kun wasn't actually able to add any momentum blocking himself. No, look at that. King has managed to... Oh, I should have lined up behind him. And all of a sudden, that's us on the back foot for the GC as well. If I'd played it safe and lined up behind Billy King, we might have had that stage. Okay, if we're going to make up for that stage 1 blunder, we have to take a big risk. If we send it now with Kun and take Campbell and Brandt with us, who's going to chase us down? Because Carter's the only guy who has the same speed, and he's running out of attack points. We're going. And now Kun's true potential can be revealed. He's still got 9-7 in him even this late in the game. Brant's actually going to take the next pull. That's the easiest way for us to get both Campbell and Kun to the finish line here. Well, it might not necessarily be faster overall, but it means we get 2 people across instead of 1. And there was nothing to worry about. The peloton could not get to the 11 node anyway, so this is going to be a 1-2-3 finish. Well, at least a 1-2. We'll see what happens with Brant because he used all of his attack there. I think Kun deserves the stage because he was the one who set up this attack in the first place. We don't have to sprint hard over the top of it. Brant can actually make it too. And look at that. The peloton are still not going to make the line. So yeah, that's the perfect get back after a botched sprint. Just annihilate the field with raw speed. Gives us a little bit of wiggle room in the GC in case Billy King manages to pull a fast one on us, but as long as we ride a good defensive race, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. The result last stage gives me an interesting dilemma. Who do I sacrifice GC-wise if I needed someone else to join the relay? I imagine it would be Brant because he's got his major fitness peak coming up so I can give it back to him later. Okay, that's weird. I thought there was more energy in that breakaway yet. Morale especially has... Oh, well, I suppose his speed is the problem. But, yeah, it looks like we are going to get close enough to the breakaway at least to breathe easy. They're still sure to gain time on us though. They're too close to the line. Even with the peloton's max move to finish up, there is no way we catch them. So since there's going to be nothing of value in the sprint, I've come out of the relay entirely so that I can make sure I follow the fastest move in, which is going to be... It's 0.18 turn loss, which is okay. We had 0.3 in hand. 0.11 of a turn to Monty, but let's bank on the fact that he had to use a lot of energy in the breakaway. Doesn't have a lot left. There was no breakaway today, so no more scares. I wonder if the issue is that certain teams that have a rider in the relay but also a rider of breakaway will pretend to be doing work when they're not actually doing work, so the stage feels like it's going faster than it actually is, and that allows the breakaway to get their lead. Anyway, this is the main difficulty of the day. I've set us up. Didn't necessarily have to pull us all the way to the foot of the climb. Brant's the only guy who could benefit from it, but it's Kun that has more pace anyway. Well, we could attack again, but why do we need to at this point? We already have the yellow jersey. It is on the others to make the attack at this point. And because a lot of riders got shelled in that matter, it means a much smaller P0, which makes this a much easier stage finish to control. We don't have to worry about getting shelled out the back of a lead out because we followed the wrong wheel. In fact, there aren't that many riders left that can sprint, and they're all the way back here, so if we go close to the front, we should have ourselves a win. And this time I think I'll see if Campbell wants to have it. That is, if he can even get over Kun's sprint, which I still think he can. Even though that was a 4, he goes over. We let Kun win the last one, so this time it is Campbell's turn, and we get the 1-2 again. Assuming we can close the deal on the last stage, it's been our most dominant display all playthrough, and near single-handedly getting us up into Pro League. I've noticed something peculiar about this stage. There is no technical sectors whatsoever. It's very rare that you roll a stage with 0 technical sectors, even in Dalua. Anyway, the Moves are going, but they're not really moves because no one had enough to attack over it. The change in pace has caught a lot of riders out again though. Mostly the relay guys, though there is at least one favourite stuck there. This should be enough. Don't have to use my max attack now. And yeah, it was enough. Everything's blocked off, and that should allow us to set up this final sprint train where I'm just going to try and lead it from the front. I don't want any shenanigans. Campbell's going to do his max sprint. Kuhn's going to do his max sprint, and if anyone gets over him, so be it. They deserve the win. Or I could even just use Ulkanov's lead out to make it an even more potent sprint. Let's do this. Campbell adds even more to it, and Kuhn adds more still. Now there is so much momentum blocking that no one's going to be able to get over the top of it, and it's a 1-2. So yeah, I think I finally figured out a sprint strategy that works. Forget about positioning, just do an Alperson or the Quick-Step-esque lead out and win it. Look at how dominant that is. 1-2 on the stage, 1-2-3 in the overall, 1-2 in the sprint, first place in the mountains, over 1,000 points in a single mixed league tour.